Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, in this lecture we will start the microscopic evaluation of the crude drug, that is powder microscopy of the given samples of the drug. The first drug which we will study today is the Cinnamomum xylenicum bloom. You may see its powder form. This is the sample. Now first of all we will discuss the introduction of the drug. Its scientific name is Cinnamomum xylenicum bloom. In English it is known as cinnamon bark, while locally it is known as darchini. It is a very common, widely used food condiment in our daily routine, darchini. Then it belongs to the family Lauraceae, and its leaves and bark are usually used. Here the powder is taken from the bark of the sample, the bark is used. Now it's coming towards this pharmacognostic feature. First of all, we will see the phytochemical constituents that are present in it and responsible for its medicinal action and uses. It contains large amount of essential oil. Essential oil or volatile oil, those oil which are not evaporated at room temperature. It contains different medicinal agent in it. The first one is the cinnamaldehyde. Cinnamaldehyde is the major phytochemical constituent which is found in Cinnamomum xylenicum, responsible for its major activities. It constitutes about 75% of the total phytochemical constituent present in it. In addition, with the cinnamaldehyde, it contains the cinnamyl acetate 5%, caryophyllene 3.3%, linalool 2.4%, eugenol 2.2%, and some amount of cinnamic acid. Now the medicinal action and uses of the cinnamon bark. It is widely used against cough, flatulence, dyspepsia. Dyspepsia is a condition in which irregularity in the pepsin concentration take place, leading to the different digestion problem. Then it is also used as a carminative. Carminative are those agents which are used to expel the gases from the stomach and the intestine. Then diuretic means those drugs which increase the blood urine flow. It is also used as a lactagogue or galactagogue. These are the same terminologies. Sometimes it is called lactagogue, while some people say it galactagogue. The drug or the agent which increase the milk secretion. It is also used as a diaphoretic. Diaphoretic are those drugs which increase the perspiration. Apart from all these uses, it is also used as an antiseptic, that is active against different microbial agents. And it is also used as a flavoring agent. As I told you before, that cinnamon bark is widely used as a food condiment, not only in Asian cuisine but also in the Western world. It is also known that it may lower the blood glucose level. So first of all, whenever you have given a powder for powder microscopy, you have to perform its organoleptic evaluation. But since it is available in grinded form, so we can only check the color, odor and taste of the sample, isn't it? So regarding the color, it is almost reddish brown in color. Odor is characteristic, aromatic due to the presence of the large quantity of volatile oil in it, essential oil in it. The odor is aromatic and pleasant. Similarly, the taste is also characteristic and pleasant. Now when you will going to perform a powder microscopy, you need some material and reagents. So first of all, a petri dish containing the sample, then a spatula, brush. You may also use a needle instead of brush, then glass slide, of course, to make the slide, then cover slip to cover the slide, droppers, and compound microscope, definitely, to see the microscopic characteristics in detail. The reagent which are required are the iodine, glycerine, and chloral hydrate, because you have to make this slide of cinnamon powder with all of these three reagents. A separate slide for each of the reagent, that is, you will make a slide with the help of iodine, then you will make second slide with the help of glycerine, and the third one using chloral hydrate. And now the procedure of the powder microscopy. It contains the following steps. To perform microscopic evaluation, transfer a small amount of sample on a clean and dry glass slide with the help of a spatula. You have to remember the quantity of the sample must be small. If you will put a large amount of sample on the slide, then your slide will not be up to the standard, and the microscopic characteristic will be mixed with each other, and we will be unable to identify them separately. A clumping appearance would be observed. So always remember that you have to put a small amount of the sample. Then first of all, I am telling you the procedure using the chloral hydrate. For example, you are making the slide using chloral hydrate. What you have to do, add a drop of chloral hydrate solution, not too much of the solution again. A drop of the chloral hydrate solution over it with the help of the dropper, and make sure that the tip of the dropper does not touch the powder. Then make a smear with the help of needle and cover with the cover slip. You should make the smear of the sample very smartly. No clumping should be seen on the slide, because if the slide is not properly smeared, then observation will be very difficult to observe it under the microscope, the clear features. Okay, then you will cover the slide with the help of the cover slip in such a way that no air bubble will be trapped. Now quickly pass the slide over the flame in order to fix it. Just a 1-2 second, not more than that. Now your slide is ready. Observe it under the microscope, the cellular features, and note down it. In the previous lecture, I told you how to use the compound microscope. You have to observe the slide at 4x and 10x. First you will use the low magnification of 4x. Observe, adjust the slide with the help of coarse adjustment and fine adjustment. When you complete, you're done with the observation, then you rotate the objective lens to the 10x and again note down the feature. At the 10x magnification, you will see the characteristic in more detail. Now when you note down it, what is the next step? Compare the observation with the given standard monograph. Okay, and then repeat the procedure using iodine and glycerin. So you will make 3 slides with each of the reagent and then observe it under the microscope, note down the observation, and you will compare your observation with the standard monograph taken from the Atlas of Microscopy. Now this is observation and comparison with the standard monograph. This is the sample of the monograph. This is here the main diagnostic features are mentioned, and here the pictorial view is there. Each of the characteristic has been made and drawn, and below it has a detailed description. What is the name of that characteristic feature, and then the student write here either they observe it under the microscope or they were unable to determine it. So all of this will be discussed in detail, so now we will discuss it in detail. This is the monograph of cinnamon taken from the Atlas of Microscopy. As you can see, it Cinnamon xylenicum bloom is the scientific name. So it is reddish brown powder with a characteristic present and aromatic odor or taste. Now the diagnostic feature. First of all, we will read it. What are the diagnostic features? How can you identify an unknown powder that it is cinnamon xylenicum or not? You will see the abundant scleroid in it. As I told you in my previous lecture, the type of different types of tissue system in the plant or in the crude drug, then you have already read the scleroid there. These are the basically ground tissues, scleroid kind. Scleroid, they may be appeared as single entity or they may be present in a small group. Okay, then you may the second feature which will be more abundant are the fibers, which occur usually singly, and they are thick walled and lignified with a small amount uneven lumen in few. Now, apart from a scleroid and fiber, another thing which is very abundant in it is the presence of the starch granule. Okay, starch granule are present in large amount. Again, the thin-walled oil cell is another characteristic feature of the cinnamon bark. They may be present alone or they may be associated with parenchyma or fiber of the phloems. Then thin-walled parenchyma and medullary ray of the phloem are also seen. They contain different crystals of calcium oxalate. The last diagnostic feature which has been mentioned is the cork, occasionally fragment of cork. Okay, now we will see the pictorial view of cinnamon. This one. This is the picture which I have seen you. This was the I was explaining this page, and now I am coming toward this part of the monograph. Now here what you see that as I have told you before, different kind of cell organelles are there, diagnostic feature are there. For example, this is the first one, and it has been colored as a green, and below the detailed description of the feature is given that the green the number one feature is indicating the presence of fiber, and the 1A, what is this in pink color? It is the part of a small group of fiber. What does it mean? These are the single fiber and these are the small group of fiber. When the student make the slide, 3 slide with the help of chloral hydrate, glycerin, iodine, what they have observed in the chloral hydrate solution or slide, they observe the fibers, so they mark a positive sign here. Then in the glycerin slide she was unable to find it, so here negative is written, while in the iodine slide they again find the fiber, so they write a positive sign here. So basically 3 slides are therefore made so that if you are unable to find the diagnostic feature in one reagent, then definitely you will find it in another reagent. So here it is mentioned what they have seen and what they have not seen. Now these are the second characteristic features, which are basically scleroid, as you can see it in the detail. Number 2 is the presence of scleroid, the sclerenchyma cell. So as you can see, scleroid, the thick walled cell. Whether that cell, thick walled cell, they contain lignin in it, as you can see it. These cells are filled with lignin, thick walled cell. Again, it was seen in chloral hydrogen iodine, but in glycerin they don't find it. What is 3? Number 3, you can see it very small circular entities. Some are single, while some are present in form of group. Here you can see it, group of 3 granules are there, more than 3. So what is this number 3? It is actually the starch granules. So this is also the characteristic feature of the cinnamon bark. So they will see it in chloral hydrogen iodine, positive sign is there, while in glycerin they don't observe it. And in number 4, cord in surface view. This is Hoff cell is present. In glycerin iodine it becomes visible, while in chloral hydrate it doesn't become visible. Then number 5. What is number 5? You can see it. There is a oil globule. You can see it in the detail. Phloem parenchyma with an oil cell. This is the phloem parenchyma tissue cells, and this is the oil cell, large oil cell. Now you can see the difference between the sclerenchyma and the parenchyma, as we have discussed in our last lecture, introduction of the microscopy, that parenchyma is the single wall cell, thin wall cell, while the sclerenchyma is the dead cell, thick lignified. You can see the difference between all these two kind of cells. Now what is number 6? Part of medullary ray with some of the cells containing crystals of calcium oxalate and associated phloem parenchyma in longitudinal section. What is number 6? You can see it, part of medullary ray with the phloem and filled with the crystals of calcium oxalate. These are the crystals of calcium oxalate present in the cells. Again, these are visible in iodine and glycerin, but chlorohydrate is absent. Now what is number 7? Calcium oxalate crystals. Here you can see it. Calcium oxalate are independently found in the powder, while in the number 6, these are present inside the medullary ray. Now what is 8? Part of the fiber with an occasional oil cell and phloem parenchyma. Clearly seen. This is oil cell, this is fiber, as you can see it in the first one, and this is the phloem parenchyma, single wall cell. Okay. So what you are seeing here, you can see it, the fiber was present as a single entity. Here it is present is combined with the oil cell and phloem parenchyma. Number 9. What is number 9? You remember this? What is this? This is scleroid. This is fiber. Now read it in the detail. Part of a group of fibers. These are the fibers, and scleroid from the pericycle. You can see it. So these are visible in chlorohydrate, and these are not visible in chlorohydrate and iodine, but in glycerine the student was able to see it. So you may observation depend upon each and every individual, how much the slide is made efficiently made, and how you are handling the microscope. So some student so you have to become expert to identify all of the these diagnostic features. Now number 10, you may recognize it easily. What is it? It is oil cell. Before this you have seen the oil cell with this parenchyma cell and this fiber and fluent parenchyma cell, but here you may see the oil globule alone also. The last is the number 10 is the oil cell, and the 11 is the part of cork and cortex in sectional view, and some scleroid are also there. So dear student, this is all about the powder microscopy of the cinnamon bark. If you have any query or you have to understand anything in detail again, then you may ask it. I will let you explain, inshallah. So you may ask with your question in the comment section, and also in the GMeet classroom will be conducted in the future, inshallah. So that's all about today's lecture. Thanks a lot.